Shalom, shalom again. Now we have a discussion about about the message. Miriam,
Oh, you don't want to say? Just one thing you said. Did I hear right? Sarah was 18. You made a mistake, I
did
think.
I say 18?
Yeah, you did.
89.
I heard 18,
Oh my
very clear.
goodness.
Anyway, just so you know, it wasn't 18.
No, that's for sure. I couldn't have said 18. I would
Well,
not.
listen to your thing
I
Play it
will.
again.
back, play it back.
I will. I'll play it back.
I mean, listen, it's okay.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's a big mistake if I did.
I heard clearly. I was gonna, anyway, maybe next time
Well,
I
I
should
know I
just
was
break
correct.
in and say something.
I was corrected on something else because Atid does the edit
Translation.
of the French. I translate it into French and she reads it and sends it back to me. And instead of saying Sarah, I said Miriam. I guess I had you in my mind.
Maybe I'm gonna have another miracle baby here.
Never know. You never. Yeah, no, Sarah was in it, and she did, and I thought that was very interesting about how she lied. I didn't laugh. You know, we
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's so. I mean, the whole thing, what you say that, the idea of shame. Like I know I had, and I less, but I still have so much shame, and that's not of God.
no,
I mean, we have to look up. It doesn't mean to excuse the things we've done wrong, but we don't have to keep beating ourselves for the things we've done wrong, and we have to look up, and God will. Freedom comes from admitting first that you're wrong, and then looking up at who. We could get so self-absorbed that it almost becomes shame becomes a sin because we're just not looking at God. We're still looking at ourselves.
yeah,
But it's very hard not sometimes not to do that. But we have to, you know, look to God. And
yeah,
also, you're saying like the way the world is now, it looks so impossibly unlivable and corrupt beyond. I don't remember in my years living in a world that resembles this in my years, that it seems like we've crossed the line.
yeah,
It like I'm not saying it's at the worst, but we've crossed the line, and I don't feel at home in it anymore. And it could be overwhelming,
yes,
overwhelming, and it affects even my family. I adore my family, but it strongly affects my relationship with my family
yeah,
because they just it's hurting my family. Not only is it's not only argumenting or argumentative between us,
yeah,
which but it's hurting particularly one person in my family, you
yeah.
know. Anyway,
Beautiful.
but we have to. You said, what can we do? Sometimes, how could we can't change the world, and we never could.
Yeah,
We have to change ourselves, and how we have to look up. And from there, God really will help us. For a long time, in the teachings in this congregation, I think I misunderstood. The idea of having free will doesn't mean that everything we can do everything, and we could do this, and we make our choices. It means that given our circumstances, we look up. I mean, I look at dear Faggy. Well, maybe I shouldn't say. Anyway, I look at that lady. uh I understand what she's saying. Like, what can what's going on? Why? But even free will doesn't mean you could do everything, but within your circumstances, you can choose to look up. And sometimes that's all we can do. You remember Pastor Frank?
yep,
His most joyous, it was unbelievable when he had, was sick and had Lou Gehrig's and was on his back. And he was an athlete. He was very fit. But he could, here he was on his back. And he said, I am incomplete. I have complete joy. He
wow,
was radiant with joy and he was on his back, literally looking up. But in our circumstances, the same situation with somebody else could be totally different, even when you don't even have hands to move or legs to move. And that's something it's what our journey is about.
Yeah.
It's hard, but that's what our journey is about, lifting up our heads.
Right. And the free will doesn't mean, as you say, we can do anything we want. That's why God gave us boundaries.
Yeah.
These boundaries keep us safe when we
Yeah,
live.
it's safety. It's the greatest freedom comes when you know the boundaries which are for our sake. Even with kids brought up without any boundaries, they don't have freedom really, because I had a friend who grew up in a situation like that, and she used to talk to me and say, I wish I was like other kids, where my mother would come up or my father would come up and give me hot chocolate and say you have to go to bed 9:30, and she wished for that. So boundaries don't take away your freedom, they give you your freedom. It's a
Exactly.
crazy contradiction,
Yeah.
but boundaries don't take away freedom, they give you your freedom, because you know in a beautiful way what is the loving, truthful, just way to live is
But
with boundaries.
but God's boundaries.
Yes, God's boundaries,
'Cause when
God's bound.
man,
But even how it relates to a home, kids need boundaries, not a strict, overly strict where you're terrified of your parents, or the other way where you can do whatever you want. But yeah, ultimately God gives us boundaries.
yeah, because we live now in a world where governments are starting to create boundaries that are so oppressive to people that they can no longer breathe. They have no more freedom.
Yeah, yeah,
Religions tend to do the same thing. They're overly oppressive boundaries that they start hating. And the hate that grows out of that makes them hate God.
right.
Yeah, that's why he says, don't add and don't take away anything from my words. And what
Well,
word?
jail gates are not bad. I mean, it's almost like maybe another word for boundary would be, uh, I mean, there's a Christian thing. I used to hate it, but in one way, the hedge of protection.
Yeah.
Remember? That's, even though, I don't know, there might be some other word, but
Well, in Judaism, they call it a fence.
yeah. Well, yeah, but I don't mean that kind of protection. Like our parents, when they give us the good boundaries, loving boundaries, it's not a wall. It's loving protection.
Right.
It's different.
And it may seem to children as oppressive, as, oh, look what they're making me do. It is for protection because they can't see the dangers. And we
Right.
possibly see the dangers of some of our choices. And when we go past those boundaries, it's like we open up Pandora's box and then anything goes.
Also, what you said, which is amazing, Abraham lied 2 times. He lied, lying is a terrible, it's a deception. You're whatever. And he lied twice and God blessed him.
Yeah.
It's not like he's saying, well, you could lie. It's saying that don't give up, once, don't think that because you've done wrong in your life, God doesn't love you anymore, or you're never too far gone that you can't return. And God loves you, doesn't like what you do, but doesn't mean that God doesn't love you anymore.
But remember, do not lie is not one of the Ten Commandments. Lying has to, wait a minute, let me finish my thoughts before.
No, no, I was just leaning there. Okay.
Yeah, I know you were ready. I know.
No, it doesn't
Let
mean
me
I
just
was going to
finish.
speak. I was just getting ready. Go
Yeah,
on.
because God knew the intentions of his heart also. It's like um, he he lied to save his life. He knew that from him many people would come. When, Christians used that do not lie in the last war to say
Oh, yeah, right.
couldn't hide Jews. You had to be honest about lie. If someone lied, like the Ten Boom family, because they were saving Jews, that you're not allowed to lie. So you have.
No, that's a terrible legalistic,
That's exactly it.
yeah.
All about intention and in whom we trust.
Well, yeah, I guess my point in this is saying even when a lie is wrong, because let's take a bigger thing with King David having him Uriel, I think his name was, who murdered for Bathsheba.
Right.
I mean, that's well, it's not a lie, but I mean
Oh, I
that's
don't think it was Uriel. I can't remember right now,
yeah,
but
I thought it was her. Anyway, God still does know the intentions of our heart, even the wicked intentions, even below the wicked intentions. Like I think of myself sometimes and some of the things I've done, which are wrong, and there's no two ways about it. And but I know that underneath that, my my bottom line is that I want to follow God.
right.
Doesn't excuse doing wrong things, but God knows that.
It's and that's what it talks about. Adam walked with God. God walked with him in the garden. Noah listened. He was righteous in his generation. Doesn't mean he's a perfect man. And here again, Abram. Abram had to leave everything and he walked with God. It's like it's such a beautiful picture of walking with God, that whole idea of him being a shepherd. And what does a shepherd do? It goes before us. He opens the way, like he'll take away all the garbage that the sheep shouldn't eat. He'll find the best pastures. He does everything. If a sheep overeats and falls over on its back with the legs up in the air, has to take a nail and put it in his stomach just to get the air out to get him back on his feet because he can't stand up again. The idea that the sheep are the stupidest of all animals, and we're like sheep. All of us have gone astray. Each one turned to his own way. And we have to look at what how he goes before us and always lift our eyes. I know sometimes we take a walk and you see people who are down and depressed, their eyes are always on the ground.
Yeah,
You can't even see them, their faces are hung low. But when suddenly you lift up your eyes and you see, there's just a sense of hope in the very act of lifting your eyes.
right.
It's just beautiful.
Rhonda, are you there?
Anyway, was there anything else you noticed for today?
Eh?
Did you listen to the message?
Yeah.
Is there something that you thought of while you were listening to it? Did it make any sense to you? Like
Yeah.
when you lift up your eyes, it's
Yeah,
very
it was cool.
that was cool, eh?
Yeah.
I know. And like if you ever feel sad or you feel down and you don't know how to handle something, the best thing to do is to lift your eyes up and talk to God, to know He's always watching over you, always preparing the way for you. If something happens and you don't know how to handle it, you don't know what to do, you talk to people who you know love God
Yep.
and they help. They help to give you a solution. Just like the angel when when Sarah said, I didn't laugh. And the angel said to her, you did laugh. Do you know when my daughter was very young? I think she must have been 7, maybe 6, maybe even a little younger. I went to work and I came home and she had makeup all over her face. And when I opened the door, she was there and I said to her, were you in my makeup? And she said, oh no, she must have been younger. She said to me, but I didn't, Mommy. But it was everywhere, all over her face. Sometimes we're ashamed.
Yeah.
We say something, and then so what do we do about that? We have to talk to somebody we love, somebody who understands us, somebody who will listen. Just like the angel said to her, but you did laugh. You need to face it. And maybe next time you won't lie. Maybe next time you won't be afraid or you won't be ashamed. Because when we're walking with God, it's like a spiral. You know what a spiral is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we do something wrong, we have to stop and we have to say to the person we did wrong to, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Will you please forgive me? I'll try to do better the next time. And then, so we take 2 steps, 1 step back when something happens that we do that. But then when something good happens, it's like we're taking 2 steps forward. So we're always going on a spiral up, higher and higher, till we get better and better. And all those things that we're afraid of, we learn to deal with our fear. We learn to handle our shame, and we get stronger and stronger because we know that we have angels protecting us, angels who are with us. And more importantly than that, we have the God of the universe, the creator who loves us and takes care of us. That's why these messages in the Torah are so wonderful. And
Yeah.
I'm glad you're listening to them now when you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful, Shoshi. Wonderful. Oh, look at the picture you have on your t-shirt.
Look, I know no one knows that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
You can't see, but yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Just moved it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
In the back, what does it say in the back?
I can't.
It says a letter from heaven.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look, I have the same picture. See? I have the same picture.
Oh, the top one, yeah.
Exactly. And I have Miriam to thank for that. Yeah. Because even though he's gone and he's with the angels and he's with his brother and he's with his parents, we miss him.
Yeah.
But we know he's always there.
See, Miriam?
And we remember all the things that he told us. We'll never forget that. That's why I love listening to his messages.
That's true, yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I'm glad because we learned such wisdom from him. He was a very wise man, a very wise rabbi, and you're very blessed to have had him as for your grandfather. Yeah, and he loved you so much. He still loves you.
Yeah.
He's just there and we're here. Like he's on a long vacation and we don't get to see him. Can't even call him because he doesn't have any Wi-Fi.
No.
No. But we'll see him again one day, which is really exciting. And we'll all be happy and dancing. So I want to wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you for listening. And remember, the
Shabbat
Shabbat is the 4th commandment. And on Shabbat, we don't work. We be with our family. We relax. We don't go spend money. We just rest in God's love. So I want to wish everybody Shabbat Shalom. And Rhonda, we won't see you next week.
For a month.
We won't see you for a whole month. We're going to miss you.
Yeah.
If you can always zoom in every once in a while on Shabbat there. I know the Wi-Fi in your mother's house is terrible.
Yeah.
But you can try and just say hi. Just come in and even for a few minutes to say hi to us. Let us know how things are going.
Okay. Well,
What
I'll
day
see what kind
are
of
you leaving,
schedule.
Rhonda?
What did
Shalom.
Rhonda, what did you say?
I have to see what kind of schedule Monica has planned.
Yes, that's good. Bye, Shoshi.
Bye,
Bye.
Shoshi.
Bye,
Bye.
Shoshi. Bye.
Bye.
Shalom,
And
shalom.
Monica, beautiful.
Beautiful girl.
See, beautiful.
Oh,
Hi,
Star.
kid.
Hi, Star. Woof, woof.
Star. Star.
Woof,
She's
woof.
listening. Listen, she's going with Star.
Woof.
Star.
No.
Who's there, Star?
Star. Hi, Star.
Beautiful girl. You're man's best friend. And your name backwards is God.
That's right.
Yeah.
Star, look at the camera. Star.
Woof,
Brian,
woof.
ven a salud.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. Shabbat shalom.
Bye.
Shalom, shalom.
Bye, Rhonda Boo.